Hi, I'm Anthony Polidano. Welcome to another edition of Sports Timeout. Today's show, we're looking at Ford softball and Stevenson baseball's run through the regionals and beyond. We start out down at Fraser, where the Falcons were taking on Lake Orion. Greg Desmet's team was putting quite a playoff run together in their coach's final season. Ford knocked off Mac Red Powers, Chippewa Valley, and Stevenson already in the playoffs. Ford took aim at another Goliath team in the regionals as they tried to take down the state-ranked Dragons.
Ford looking to continue their improbable run, pick up the action top of the first. Robin Rowe in the circle, Becca Butemiller at the plate. How's that for an opening greeting? Solo jack to center field, her 8th of the year. Falcons led 1-0. Greg Desmet's team getting on top of the Dragons early and often in this one. Here Nicole Parks with the RBI bloop single, well placed. That scores Chelsea Reichert, and Ford led 2-0. Katie Charbonneau against the vaunted Dragon offense doing her job as she strikes out Samantha Beldair. 2-0 through 1. Top of the second now, more Falcons. Riker at the plate. This time she hits a seeing eye single to left. Janelle Feeblecorn motors around to score, beating the throw. Ford led 3-0. Bottom of the fourth, Dragons with a little something brewing with 2 on and 2 out, but Charbonneau gets Amber Agro to pop out to Butemiller to end the inning. We're still 3-0 through 4. Top of the fifth, Ford adds some insurance runs. Chelsea Riker here, taking row deep to center field. A 2-run shot for Riker. Ford shockingly up now 5-0. They're still pouring it on. One batter later, Melanie McAnally goes back-to-back for the Falcons, her 5th jack of the year. A solo shot, 6-0 Ford at that point. More than enough for Katie Charbonneau to deal with as she really came into her own down the stretch this year. There she strikes out Bristol Brummett. And then Nicole Wojtyra lines out to Stephanie Dyer there to end it. Ford emphatically winning 6-1. Riker 3 out of 4 with a homer and 3 ribbies for the Falcons. Becca Butemiller 2 for 3 with a couple runs scored. Charbonneau goes the distance, scattering 9 hits. She didn't walk a batter, and she struck out 7.
Probably not down very much, and we thought if we got a couple runs on them, you know, that it might change the whole format of the game, and it sure did.
Lake Orion wasn't expecting us to be the team that we were today, so we just had to come out here and play our game, and we knew we'd win eventually.
McAnally and the Falcons taking on her future college teammate Jessica Granger in top of the third, 3-0 already, Troy. Katie Charbonneau striking out Nikki Burns, and Granger doing the job on the Falcon hitters. She strikes out Dyer, Katie Charbonneau, and then she's going to get Elise Cruz. 4 straight strikeouts in the middle innings for Granger. She was tough on the hill. Bottom of the 6th we go, Chelsea Riker with a single. Ford would load the bases in the 6th inning. Granger, though, pitching out of the jam as she gets Parks swinging, and then Katie Charbonneau to pop up in foul territory. First baseman has it, and Troy dodges a bullet as they still led 3-0. On to the 7th. Ford once again loads them up. Becca Butemiller with a single, one of her 2 hits on the day. Falcons with them loaded. Melanie McAnally on deck, but Stephanie Dyer strikes out looking. Granger goes the distance as Troy ends Ford's Cinderella run in the playoffs. Granger, complete game, 6-hitter, 3 walks, and 16 strikeouts for the Colt. Katie Charbonneau, good in defeat. 7 innings pitched, 8 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. And that wraps up the career of Greg Desmet. Great career with the Falcons. Started out a little sluggish, but really got his team turned around in 2001. 5 straight winning seasons to go out. He ends his career with 2 league titles and 2 district titles to his credit.
Well, we certainly want to wish Coach Desmet the best of luck in his retirement. We move on to the baseball regionals now, where Stevenson was in action. After blowing through the districts by outscoring their opponents by a combined score of 15-0, the Titans had a full head of steam heading into the regionals. Only Romeo and Rochester Adams stood between the Titans and their first regional title in school history.
Fraser High School, normally the side of the districts. This year, though, they host the regionals. Titans trying to take the season series against Romeo. Bottom of the first, Aaron Belfiore K's Danny DeLamalier, and then Carpenter guns out Matt Flesh, trying to steal second for the strike him out, throw him out double play. Second inning, Belfiore still tough as he strikes out Chris Powell. Then he's going to strike out Aaron Jacobson. Stevenson led 1-0 through the second inning. Top of the third now, Eric Prose at the plate. Big at bat here. Grounds it back to DeLamalier. They've got the Titan runner caught in the rundown, but Romeo there whistled for interference, or called for interference. Baseball umpires don't have whistles. And that would put two runners on for Chris Zubek. A big play in the game because Zubek then delivers with the clutch two-run single up the middle. The big man not known for his hitting, but he delivers a big hit there. Stevenson led 3-0. Top of the third now, TJ DeLamalier watching his team try him out a comeback. Chris Powell off Aaron Belfiore. The RBI single to the outfield. And Romeo was on the board as they trailed 3-1. Then Chris DeMann at the plate. DeMann with an RBI single to left. Romeo trying to tie it up. Powell heading to the plate, and the gun from left field gets him. Stevenson holds on to the lead as they got out of the third inning, still leading 3-2. A big turn of events in the game right there, because in the very next inning, Paul Nieves was locked in, and that ball is out in a big way. All the way to 15 Mile. That shot went just inside the foul pole. Nieves' seventh homer of the year. Stevenson led 4-2. Titans then pour it on offensively. Aaron Belfiore here with the single off DeLamalier as they chase him in the fifth. That scores a run. Stevenson goes up 5-2. More than enough runs for Belfiore to work with. Undefeated on the season. Undefeated as well. He strikes out Carl Westenberg to end the game as he goes the distance, allowing just 3 earned in 7 innings, striking out 8. He was also 2 for 4 at the plate with a ribby. Stevenson takes it 10-3. Aaron Carpenter 2 for 4 as they take 2 out of 3 from Romeo this year.
Felt like I think I left it out on 15 Mile somewhere. It just felt good. I sit and watched to see if it went fair or foul, so it was a good hit.
We knew Romeo was a good hitting team. The 1 through 4 hitters were their best hitters, and basically we wanted the 5 through 9 hitters to beat us, and that's what we did today.
So Joe Emanuel and Stevenson looking for their first regional title in the history of the school. Top of the third, 2 on against Rochester Adams, and Chris Zubek delivers a 2-run single to John Wilson. This time the play at the plate, no good for Stevenson as Mike Fry beats the throw, and Adams had cut the lead down to 1 as they trailed 3-2. Emanuel's team, though, bounces back as they erupt in the 4th inning. Every time Adams made a run or Romeo made a run at him in the regionals, so Stevenson answered the bell. Here Brian Martek with the 2-run single that scores Mike Bloom and Lorenzo Fragnoli. Stevenson goes back on top by 3 at 5-2. Then Frank Persicino going to follow things up here with an RBI single of his own. That's going to score Andrew Stafford. Stevenson extends the lead to 6-2. New pitcher comes in for Adams, and Jake Wilson is greeted rather rudely. Aaron Carpenter heads up the welcoming committee. He says, "Thanks for coming, and we'll see you later." Grand slam to left field. He hit that ball a mile. Stevenson with a 7-run 4th inning to blow this one wide open, and they get their first regional title in the history of the school as they thump Adams 11-4. They combine for 21 runs in the regionals. An impressive performance. They moved to 29-6. Carpenter a perfect day at the plate with a home run and 4 ribbies. Persicino 2 for 4 with 2 RBI. Stafford chipped in with 3 hits. Chris Zubek won his 8th game of the season.
I called it before the game started, and then our coaches were talking when they were putting in a new pitcher, and they told Paul he'd be going in unless he hit a home run right here, and I was like, well, why don't you just walk, Paul, and I'll hit you in. It was a grand slam. And then third pitch of that bat. I think it was a curveball, and I hit it out.
Every time that it got tight, we had a big hit or a big home, 2 big home runs that I can think of. The Nieves home run in the first game and the Carpenter home run in the Grand Slam in this game was kind of sealed it for us. But every time it got close, they stepped up.
Fourth shot at a regional, finally get one. How's that feel for you as a coach?
I was just telling Tom Markowski that, I've been to the state final in football, and that was a great thrill as an assistant coach. And in the same year, we're in a quarterfinal. I couldn't ask for anything any better of a year, other than winning the quarterfinal. That would be great too.
Well, would Emmanuel find out just how great winning the quarterfinal would be? Let's see. Paul Nieves getting his second start of his career on the hill. Kind of a unexpected source. He'd been their closer all year. Top of the first, Titans threatening, 2 on and 1 out. With Nieves at the plate, Dennis Rosbury delivers to Nieves, who hits a fly ball to right for the out. Andrew Stafford trying to tag up, and he is gunned at the plate by Travis Maxey. A great play. Keeps Stevenson off the board and keeps the game scoreless. Bottom of the first, Stevenson shutting down Walled Lake Western. Nieves striking out Brad Boyd, and then gets Danny Weberman in the second. Still 0-0 through 2. Bottom of the fourth now. Trouble for Stevenson. Infield single here coming up by Russ Young as Frank Persicino tried to gun him out. Stevenson wanted him called out. We take another look at it, and it looked like a good call by the umpires. They got it right. So runner on for Western. Nick Kinney here delivers the base hit in the right field. Mike Bloom with a great diving effort, but he can't hang on. Young would come around to score, and Western draws first blood as they go up 1-0 in the fourth. 2 on now, later in the inning for Dan Wingblad. He flies out deep to left field. Aaron Belfiore all the way to the track to track it down. Still 1-0. Top of the fifth now, Chris Subek at the plate. Brad Pellegrino with the throw to Brandon Borson. It looked like he might have been pulled off the bag. That's what Stevenson wanted called, but another look at it. Once again, the umpires get it right. But Nieves undaunted. He hangs with it, striking out Wingblad, and then he's going to get Rosbury here. Nieves was flat out spectacular on the day. 9 strikeouts on the afternoon for Nieves. Top of the seventh now. Stevenson still down 1-0. Aaron Belfiore gets it going with the bloop double. That puts him on second base. And Stevenson finally a runner in scoring position here. Late in the game, it was now or never for the Titans as Rosbury comes out. Borson comes in. 1 out. Belfiore on second. Maybe the play of the game here, the play of the playoffs. Belfiore steals third. That allows pinch hitter Lorenzo Fragnoli to sacrifice him in. Because the very next pitch, he goes out to right field. Belfiore tags up, and this time he beats the throw by Maxey. Titans tied up in the seventh at 1-1. Bottom of the seventh we go. Nick Corum on first. Nieves still on the hill. Aaron Carpenter can't handle the pitch, but look at that. Picks it up and guns him out at second easily. Huge play. It keeps Western off the board. We go to extra innings. In the eighth, Titans turn to their leader and their captain delivers. Andrew Stafford with a solo shot to center field. His 8th home run on the season is a huge one, and it puts Stevenson up 2-1. 3 batters later, new pitcher in for Western. Ryan Warwick and Aaron Carpenter delivers another big blow. This time a 3-run jack. The pitch before he actually hit a home run that they ruled foul down the left field line. This one is a no-doubter. Stevenson goes up 5-1. They go on to win it. Emmanuel gets the shower. Yeah, that's what a quarterfinal win feels like. Feels good. Stevenson takes it 5-1 in extra innings in a great game. Nieves, the closer, goes 8 innings, 7 hits allowed, only 1 earned run, and struck out 9. Stafford 2 for 4. Martek was on base 4 times in the game as the Titans are going to the semis.
Chuck Millette, pitching coach, told Nieves, he said, you know what? He says, you're gonna win a quarter. If we get to the quarterfinal, you're gonna pitch it and you're gonna win it. He was our ace, not our ace. He was our closer all year long, and we have 2 other very good pitchers as well. But we just said, let's go out and play hard. And Paul, throw strikes. You got great stuff, and he pitched a gem today. He pitched a great game.
I've only started one other game in my high school career, and that turned out not so good. I kept on thinking about it, and coaches asked me, just give me 4 innings and just give us a chance to get ahead. And I told them no, so I'll give them 7.
I was thinking that we needed to get to the 7th inning just to score our runs. We had to start hitting the ball sooner or later because we've been doing it all playoffs, so we needed to do it sooner or later, and glad we did it then. So,
Talk me through that at bat. You had the home run that proved to be the difference.
well, I was thinking, just thinking for my pitch and waiting for it to come, and when I saw it, I just unleashed. I just, gave it all, swing my hardest, and good things happen that way,
Once again, I called that I was going to hit a home run. I told Coach. He told me to hit a fly ball out there to get us another insurance run. And I told him I was just going to hit a home run. So first pitch, I did, but he said it was foul, but I guess everyone was telling me it was fair. And then next pitch, he just hit another one. So it was a definite home run.
After their thrilling win in the quarter, Stevenson would move on to Battle Creek to play Grosse Pointe South in the semis. Aaron Belfiore would get the call on the hill in the semifinals. As a junior, Belfiore was a solid player, but in his senior season, the Titan pitcher had been lights out. A win against the Blue Devils would run his record to a perfect 10-0.
Stevenson fans all fired up for this one as they were just one win away from the whole shebang. Runner on second here in the first, but Aaron Belfiore strikes out Austin McClung to end the threat. No score through one. Top of the second now. Paul Nieves on third. Aaron Belfiore at the plate, and Belfiore helping out his own cause here with the fly out to right. It's a sac fly because Nieves comes motoring home, and Stevenson draws first blood as they lead 1-0. Grosse Pointe fans watching their team threaten and score a run in the second, looking for more, but Jeff Remlett strikes out, and we were tied 1-1. In the third, more Titan defense. Aaron Carpenter having a great month of June defensively, and really a great year as he guns down Kyle Humphrey trying to steal second. We're still tied 1-1 through 3. Bottom of the fourth now. McClung at the plate. Lorenzo Fragnoli going to have some trouble with this hard shot to first, but he sticks with it. Belfiore over there for the nice cover. Stevenson gets the call as they get McClung out. Still tied at 1. Top of the fifth, Titans break the tie. Andrew Stafford at the plate. Little looping shot to left. It scores Mike Bloom, who just beats the throw-in. Stevenson regains the lead at 2-1. 2 batters later, Frank Persicino at the plate. Persicino delivers. The junior with the RBI single that scores Andrew Stafford, and Stevenson was up 3-0. Bottom of the fifth now. Great play here by Andrew Stafford, deep in the hole ranges. Looks like Titans got a break on the tag, and they would. They still led 4-1. Top of the sixth, more insurance for Stevenson as Persicino delivers his 4th hit of the afternoon. An RBI single scores Bloom, and Stevenson was up 5-1, more than enough for the Titan ace to work with. Gets some help here from the defense as Fragnoli snares the liner and then forgets about the runner and just tags the base for the double play. Belfiore does the rest. He strikes out McClung, and then Bertakis to end the game, and Stevenson is going to the final game. They win it 5-1. Belfiore finishes his season at 10-0. Quite a year for Belfiore. He goes the distance, pitching a 4-hitter, walking just 2 and striking out 5. Persicino breaks out of his playoff slump with a 4-for-4 performance. Mike Bloom solid at the bottom of the order. He goes 2 for 3 with 2 runs as well.
So, we tried to make it. We said, this is a big game, guys. We understand it's a semifinal, but you are playing a MAC foe, and it's just, let's go back to Stevenson. Close your eyes and visualize here. And we were a little nervous in the first inning, and I think they were too. But once the game settled in, I think they just come out and play baseball.
We knew South was a good hitting team. Actually, we paired South up to us. They're just the same exact team as us, except they're in the MAC white. Keep the ball low. We knew number 4 hitter was a good hitter, and you got to come out and play with the sticks. I mean, we're here to stay, and we're not going anywhere, so you're going to have to come out and play battle against us either way.
I'll tell you what, Aaron Belfiore has grown up more than any kid I've ever coached over the 3-year period. He's always had talent, and he had a good year as a junior. but he's just been phenomenal. He wants the ball, and he's a bulldog.
What's it like? You're one of the lone juniors, or one of the few juniors on a team full of a lot of good seniors. What's it like playing with all these guys all year?
It's been real fun. These guys is a great group of guys, and we definitely have a good amount of juniors coming up. But these seniors are really, they help. They're good leadership, and everyone's treated like the same. So it's good chemistry.
That win left Stevenson on the edge of high school baseball immortality, as the Titans would face Ann Arbor Pioneer for the state title. Pioneer was more than just an ordinary foe, as the defending state champions reeled off a 41-1-1 record leading up to the final game.
Out to C.O. Brown Stadium we go, home of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Minor league prospect. There's a minor league prospect, Zach Putnam, Mr. Baseball, drafted by the Tigers just a couple weeks earlier, taking on Chris Zubek, the transfer from Zoe Christian in the biggest game of Zubek's life. Biggest game in the lives of all of these Titans, coaches included. Top of the first, Stevenson in trouble and Zubek on trouble in the hill. 2 on for Seth Sanders. Seth with a shot that no park could have held except for maybe this one. Deep to the outfield. Brian Martek out there to track it down. Stevenson gets out of the jam. Out of the first, Putnam off to a rough start as he hits Stafford, then walks Persicino. Titans with 2 on. This was their chance to get to the guy before he could settle in, and they do. Paul Nieves on a 1-2 pitch drills it down the line in left field. Stafford and Persicino both come around to score, and as Stevenson has done time and time again, they get on the board first and take a 2-0 lead. Bottom of the second, Chris Zubek showing no love for Chad Lovelace as he strikes him out looking, and then Keith Williams later in the second, the ground out to short. Stafford scoops it up, flips it over to first for the easy play. Stevenson led, still 2-0 through 2. Putnam then would begin to settle in. Mike Bloom, no contest there on that pitch. Joe Emanuel's team, if they were going to win, they were going to have to do it by hanging on with pitching and defense. Only 1 hit, the rest away for Stevenson after the third. Top of the third, 2 on again for Sanders. It's deja vu again. A deep fly out to the warning track in left center, and again, Brian Martek tracks it down. Titans, last chance to add some insurance runs here in the third. Runners at the corners, they go for the double steal, and Frank Persicino first called safe at the plate, and then they change it to an out. Normally, they'll call it out, and then if the catcher drops it, they'll say safe. A peculiar call, to say the least. Stevenson held off the board, still 2-0. After that, Putnam would settle down and get into his groove. He strikes out Eric Crows and Lorenzo Fragnoli. Still 2-0 through 4. On to the 5th. Chance for Ann Arbor Pioneer to come back. John Dancy at the plate. Chopper to short. Andrew Stafford going to come up with a great play and gun him on the run. That gets Dancy out. They would later load up the bases, though. Chris Zubek here with 2 out. Strikes out Casey Keenan on the curveball, and the Titan ace gets out of the jam. Leaves him loaded. Still 2-0. Through 5. On to the 6th, more Titan leather. This time Frank Persicino showing no love for Loveless as he snares the liner. 1 batter later, after a single, Zubek would come out. He gets a nice and deserved round of applause from the fans. 5 1/3 scoreless innings. He would turn things over to Paul Nieves. Nieves would walk a batter to put 2 on, but he gets Dancy here to ground out to Fragnoli to end the threat, and we would go to the 7th, still 2-0. Nieves in the 7th to Putnam. Hey, there's an All-Stater robbing another All-Stater as Stafford snares the liner that was headed for left field. 1 out away now from victory with the runner on. Keenan grounds into the force play as Stafford flips it to pros, and the Titans win their first baseball title in the history of the school. They cap off the season by winning 14 straight, finish the year at 32-6. as they do the unthinkable, knock off the defending state champion Pioneers 2-0. They get just 2 hits, none after the 3rd inning, but it was all they needed to beat Putnam as Zubek 5 1/3 for his 8th win of the year. Nieves, the big hit and the big save for the Titans, his 5th of the season. Putnam gave up 2 earned and struck out 9. the Titans are champions.
We met right before the game, about 9 o'clock, before we took infield, and I just, I talked about not being in awe of Ann Arbor, Pioneer, and we want to go out there and make the first punch and let them know we're here to play, and we're not going to take a backseat to anybody. And we just did that, and the kids responded. They came out in the first inning and put the pressure on them right away, and that's the biggest part of the game.
It feels amazing. There's not an emotion to describe it. It's just amazing to come out here and beat the best team in the state.
All 4 years, I've just been wondering, could we get there? And this year, I believe we could, and we did. So, I mean, it's nothing but a dream come true for me.
You were in trouble every inning. How were you able to wiggle your way out of it?
Just stay calm. I knew I had to stay calm. I knew I couldn't get all, bundled up. I had to trust my defense. I just had to get the first pitch over, even though most of the time I threw a ball the first pitch. But we got the trophy. That's all I can say.
Zubek dug down deep today. He had his best performance as a Titan, and that's why we're where we are. We'd have been in big trouble if he wouldn't have pitched well early. So he did. Shut him out.
Unbelievable. I just so proud of everyone. Beginning of the year, I never thought anything like this would ever happen, especially after winning one state championship and just realizing that Stevenson had never really won any other state championship, winning 2 in the same year now. It's amazing. And with the football team going to the state championship, it's just been a phenomenal year for Stevenson this year.
When you started this program 8-9 years ago, you think you'd get here?
I don't know if I dreamed about it a lot, but I never thought we would be here. I knew we had a good team this year, but we've taken it one step at a time, and I was happy with a regional, then a quarter, and it's just unbelievable. I'm in shock right now, but the kids played well, and we've earned it.
I never thought I'd be here, and it's a dream come true, all my friends out there, they dream about it, and we actually did it, so it's reality for us.
Well, congratulations to Stevenson on winning the state title in baseball. On a side note, Brian Martek becomes the answer to a trivia question at Stevenson, as the senior was the only player on the team to be part of the bowling team's state championship earlier this year, giving him 2 state crowns in 1 year. Quite a way to go out. Well, that does it for this edition of Sports Timeout. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you next time.